Hi guys, hope you are doing well and having a good time. We are back again with another video, and this is a part 2 of series where I'm talking with my friends Shashank and Sai here. They are from Montreal, Quebec, and we are talking about their experience in Montreal. And if you haven't seen the part 1 of the video, you can see here. I'll put a link in the description, and also they'll be here in the I button. And so in this one, we are having a quick comparison between the Toronto and Montreal. So Shashank and Sai have been living in Montreal for about 7 months.
Yeah,
Close to 7 months, and they are here in Toronto for how many weeks? It's
been 3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks, and definitely they know a little bit more about Toronto now, and they'll be best to give a quick comparison about Montreal and Toronto. So, Shashank, one question to you. In the aspect of money, like, how do you think where Toronto stands and how different it is from Montreal?
Well, as Gun said, it's been like 3 weeks, and in these 3 weeks, what I got to know is that, say, if I earn 60 grand here, and if I earn the same amount in Montreal, I'm better off in Montreal.
Oh, is it? Like,
Like-
Toronto is more expensive?
It's more expensive.
Okay.
So there are, though the taxes are high in Montreal,
Uh-huh.
but then the rest of things are very cheap in Montreal compared to Toronto.
Okay.
So just to give you an example, probably the place that I am staying at in Montreal, it cost me around $725, and it's not a basement.
It's not a basement.
It's not a
So it's a
basement.
condo or apartment?
It's an apartment. It's
Okay.
a one-bedroom house and kitchen apartment.
Dude, seriously?
So it costs around $725. But
And
then
do you know how much like apartment costs here, even one bedroom, like
yeah,
in Toronto?
I was doing that research because we also thought of
Moving here?
Moving here.
Uh-huh.
So when I was doing that research, I got to know that at least I have to pay $1,000 to $1,100. That too for a basement.
But the walkout basement, they cost like more than 1,400 for sure. So if you are paying $750 for an apartment, I think it's a very good deal.
Yeah, so and I think even in Montreal downtown, probably you could get a one BHK for around 1,200-1,300.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that too in a downtown.
So definitely, guys, there's a big difference in the rent here in Toronto and in Montreal. I'm still speechless because $750 for an apartment, it's a steal deal, man. Like here, definitely you won't get apartment or a condo for that much money. Even the basement starts with 1,000-1,100. So forget about that. So that's a huge difference.
That's a huge
Shashank.
difference, yeah.
What about like other expenses which you have seen?
Other expenses, the biggest difference that I could see, it's probably for someone who's got a vehicle or who's willing to buy a vehicle immediately after coming here.
Uh-huh.
So I spoke to this guy. So I came from Montreal to Toronto in a ride share.
Okay.
So since we still don't have a car, so we took this ride share. So that guy, he's been here in Canada for almost 7 years. So for the last 7 years, he was in Toronto, and he was paying around $200 a month for his car insurance.
Yeah. Insurance are high here.
Yeah,
Right.
and that too because he's got experience in the last 7 years.
So that's why
his
it's like 200
insurance
now.
amount has come down drastically. And when after he has moved to Montreal, so he said that he's paying less than $1,000 for a year. So which is around like $60-70 a month.
Dude.
So that's like again almost $150 every month. That is cheaper for you.
Do you have any idea, like for new immigrants who obviously don't have experience here driving in Canada, what's the insurance cost there in Montreal?
So I guess max it would be 150 to 200. That too if you are exchanging your home country license, and if you show that you have some driving experience, you
Yeah.
can still get it down to around maximum of $200, even
Wow.
if you're a new driver.
Here, I think the average for new immigrants is definitely more than $350
Yeah.
for an average. And if you are a G2, like it ranges from 300 to 400 to 450 also, if you don't have experience from home country. But
And-
okay.
And that is there you can add one more point is that in Toronto you have to give 2 road tests. One
Oh,
is
yes.
for
The G2 one?
G2,
Yeah.
and the other is the highway. Whereas in Montreal you have only one road test which gives you a complete license.
Oh, and you have to give a written test also, the first step?
Yeah, the
Okay.
first step is written test, and then you have to give a road test.
Okay. Oh, that's again a huge difference, right? We have to appear for G2 and then again for G. With G, it is called a complete license, right? You can
Yeah.
try for Uber and all that.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it's only one
So
license.
for us, it's like once we are done with the road test, we have a complete
You have a
license.
license. Oh, that's again a difference. Thanks, Sai, for sharing that. Do you think there's a big cost difference between the public transport here in Toronto and Montreal?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I've seen. I take a public transport in Montreal, so it costs around $85 for the
Okay.
monthly pass,
Okay.
and I can take the metros, the subways, or the buses any number of
Okay.
times.
So that's like monthly pass.
That's the monthly
Okay.
cost that I have.
Uh-huh.
But what I've seen here in Toronto is you have to buy this card called Presto,
Presto,
card,
yeah, there's
and
a
you
Presto concept.
you fill it with some amount, say
Yeah.
some $500, and you use it until it lasts.
Right.
It could last a month.
Yeah.
It could last 2 months. It depends on your usage.
Yeah.
So at least in Montreal, I know that once I have this card for $85,
You can go
I'm
anywhere.
good to go. I can travel anywhere in Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some certain places where it's not applicable, but then at the end of the day, you could go to most of the places in Montreal.
You know how much the monthly pass here in Toronto for? I think the TTC monthly pass everywhere they starts with a range of $150.
But then I heard that they have removed
They have
that,
removed
and they've
that,
come
yeah.
up with this Presto, where the only option is to put money into the card.
Oh, tap it every time. So
Tap
there's
it
no
every
monthly
day.
pass
There
now.
is no monthly pass
Dude,
now.
even for the YRT and Viva buses, I'm not sure. Thankfully, I'm not traveling in buses anymore. Though I'm taking subways, but I'm not traveling so much in buses now. But previously, I was using that, and the monthly pass was ranging between $150. So,
And it's not just the difference, but also the convenience. Since this being a bigger city, there are always delays and lags.
yeah.
We have never come across that. Yeah. So all in all, one thing that I would like to add is you don't really think that you need a vehicle or a car in Montreal because the public transport.
That's good. And it covers almost all the
It covers
city.
almost all the places.
Okay.
And if you're going to a place where there is not much of a transport system available, you can always go with Uber. In Toronto, what I've seen is if I have to go from say Markham, where we heard here, and to say if you have to go to Mississauga or to say Caledon,
Yes.
then I cannot afford to take a Uber or any other cab. And if I have to take a public transport, it takes me around 2.5-3 hours.
Easily,
Probably add 2 hours
easily.
to it, and I'll be back in Montreal. Instead of traveling internally, I could be back in Montreal.
So guys, this is a basic difference between the Montreal and Toronto. And also one thing, Shashank, here in GTA you will find many different restaurants like Asian restaurants, Punjabi, South Indian, all kind of restaurants here. How about Montreal?
Of course, if you are comparing with Toronto, there will not be as many restaurants, but then there definitely are your local cuisine. Say, like we are from Hyderabad, and 1 week after we were in Montreal, so she was like
Craving for idlis.
yeah, she was craving for idlis, and never when we were in India, we thought that we would be craving for idlis. So
Because you get it everywhere, like
yeah, so
almost
that was
everywhere.
available everywhere, and we were never looking after for idli.
Yeah.
So that's what we just googled, and then we came across this place in Montreal. We just went there, and we found out that that guy was also from Hyderabad.
Okay. So
He was
it
actually a
all-
Punjabi.
Okay.
He moved to Hyderabad back in India, and from Hyderabad he's come to Montreal. And he
Nice.
sells amazing idlis and dosas.
So you get a taste of both Punjab and
Exactly.
Hyderabad.
And
Okay.
you get amazing food there. I mean, I haven't had better idlis even in India.
Oh,
So his idlis or dosas, they are amazing.
nice. So guys who are even planning to move to Montreal, you'll be good. You'll still find Indian restaurants. Like it'll be there everywhere in the world, but definitely in Montreal also you'll get it.
For sure.
For sure. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. The battery of the camera got exhausted and we had to stop the video in between, but this was all. Thank you so much for these two lovely people for sharing their experience and telling us how beautiful Montreal is. What are the benefits if you're planning to move to Montreal? And if you have any questions, please put in the comment section below and we'll try to reply all. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks again you guys.
Thank you.
Alright guys, see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe our channel. Bye bye. You know, they're very Chal kuch tu bol.
Makhi aa gaya.
हाँ